Decipherment of the Book of Hebrews. The biblical code and the concept of the portal. Throughout the Bible, the code is presented as a matryoshka with multiple levels of deciphering, expressing the concept of opening the portal and moving forward. Outward project, indicated as the opening of the portal. Return project, indicated as the passage forward, realized through Easter, which represents the fulfillment. The meaning of Easter symbolizes the change of consciousness through the creation of the God-Satan consciousness network. This concept is also indicated by the null angle, which represents the entry of God-Satan from pre-existence to existence in the dimension, i.e. his presence, and by the circle angle, which symbolizes the fulfillment of the return and the connection with God-Satan through mental communication. Chapter 1-4, Jesus superior to angels and Moses. Jesus and the angels. Jesus is superior to the angels. While the angels are simple messengers, Jesus symbolically represents the project of going and returning or fulfillment. This accomplishment involves the transmission of the solar system and the falsification of the perception of reality, since the universe is an illusion, simulation. Jesus and Moses. Moses brought the plan of going out, while Jesus, through the symbolic death that represents the conscious death of people, brings the plan of return. Chapter 5-7. Jesus the High Priest according to the order of Melchizedek. The connection with Abraham. Jesus takes up the concept of Melchizedek, to whom Abraham gave the tithe, symbol of birthright, bringing it to completion. Definitions. High Priest. Supreme indicates the head of all. Priest indicates the separator, or the one who separates man from the generator of life. Eternal olam. It does not mean infinity, but the cycle of the 1,000 years of the project, cycle of cycles. The once and for all. Sacrifice. Unlike the animal sacrifices of the outward project, which are repeated, the symbolic sacrifice of Jesus, which never really existed, takes place only once. This symbolizes the unique conversion, death of conscience, of the individual, which is necessary for the return. Chapter 8-10, New Alliance and the concept of blood. Circumcision of the heart. The return covenant with Jesus surpasses the outward covenant, circumcision of the flesh. The flesh indicated the verbal project. The return takes place through death on the cross, mental communication, completing the network of consciousness that allows God-Satan to communicate with everyone. Blood and forgiveness. The blood represents the dispersion of the outward project. Without blood there is no forgiveness, means that without death of conscience there is no forgiveness. Etymology. Sin, amartia, means not to take the target. Forgiveness means to take the target. That is to adhere to the degenerative project of God-Satan. The logic of the evil God. Human reason cannot accept the logic of an evil God who requires the killing of an innocent person, Jesus, in order to grant forgiveness. Example. For almost all things are cleansed with blood, and without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness, Hebrews 9:22. Your God forgives sins as long as they killed an innocent animal that had done nothing wrong. It should be clarified that killing animals has the same meaning as the conscious death of the person himself. The same goes for the Son of Man, because God forgives humanity only with the death of the Son killed by his guilty people, since forgiveness is obtained only at the price of the shedding of the blood of an innocent person. In fact, for them to condemn him by saying, Matthew 27:25, and all the people answered, Let his blood be upon us and upon our children. It is not a curse, but redemption, salvation. To say, may his blood be upon us, means that that death is as if it were the conscious death of people. To accept Christ's death is to accept the idea that the life generator willed this fate. But this is not the case. It is God-Satan who has developed the degenerative project. If one believes that all this comes from the generator of life, one becomes an accomplice to the falsification and separates oneself from the generator of life and nature, ceasing to transmit life and instead accepting the degenerative project of God-Satan. This scheme presents a redemption based on bloodshed, disguised as salvation. Chapter 10 to 13. Faith, Love, and Brotherhood. Faith. It means the unveiling of the degenerative project of God Satan. Love. It is not a moral feeling. In the code it derives from offer and is translated into diligere, to receive. God Satan gives the plan, the person receives it. Brotherhood. Through the semantic chain from Greek phileo, brother, to good, thank you, gift, present, indicates the presence of Yahweh. Being brothers means that Yahweh, the blueprint, is present in the dimension.